A look this hour at Kelowna, British Columbia. That's where many parts of the province, including here in the Okanagan Valley, are under a heat warning. Extreme heat is gripping much of Western Canada, with temperatures expected to reach the low 40s in some areas this weekend. There's concern about the heat fanning wildfires in the province, so fire crews are on high alert. The CBC's Wayne Thibodeau has more.
Yeah, well, forecasters are using words like extreme heat warnings are now in place across much of BC and Alberta into the Northwest Territories and stretching as far east as Ontario. And these hot, dry conditions are expected to continue until the middle of next week. In fact, I just checked Kamloops. You're expecting temperatures to be in the 38 to 40 degrees all week long. And that's true across much of the interior of BC, highs of 30s into the low 40s. Calgary today, if you're at the Stampede, temperatures into the 30s as well. And doctors are warning Canadians to take precautions.
So if you don't have air conditioning in your home on a day like this, easy solution is get some fans to at least circulate the air. That will help. Or even better, go to somewhere where there is air conditioning. So go to a library, a shopping mall, someplace where there is air conditioning to stay cool. Drink water prophylactically, because being dehydrated will actually make the symptoms and the severity of heat stroke even worse.
Now, not everyone is sad to see these high temperatures. BC bar owners who say they have had to deal with a damp, cold, wet spring are actually happy to see some of these warm temperatures finally hitting.
We've been waiting all spring for this. May and June were not great in terms of weather, and so we're happy that Mother Nature has graced us with her presence finally. Excellent for revenue. Everybody's in great spirits when the sun shines, customers and staff alike. We're definitely looking forward to it.
And Marianne, while there's nothing wrong with a drink on the patio, it is important to note that doctors, and you heard Dr. Lebos earlier today talk about it, non-alcoholic, non-caffeinated beverages are the best way to stay hydrated in this extreme heat. Yeah, hydration, staying cool, listening to your body, also important right now. But also there's an impact when it comes to the wildfire situation, particularly in British Columbia. So what's happening there? Yeah, BC Wildfire Services say that these are just the type of conditions that they worry about. Sweltering heat, a decrease in relative humidity combined with the wind, all expected to increase that fire risk across BC. And that's happening right now in parts of BC, particularly around the Fort Nelson area. There are currently 94 fires currently burning in BC. 11 of those started in the last 24 hours. 21 are burning out of control, but none are posing a threat to a community or to public at this point in time. But BC wildfire officials say they're keeping a close eye on the Paw Tree Creek fire. That's about 60 kilometers north of Fort Nelson. BC Fire Services upgraded that fire to out of control on Friday after warm, dry, windy weather set in there. They say that the blaze is now expected to grow, and at this point in time, it poses no threat to any nearby community, but it's one that BC fire officials say they're keeping a close eye on, Marianne. That's the CBC's Wayne Thibodeau at the Breaking News Desk. Farther south in the United States, residents there face record high temperatures in several parts of the country. And forecasters say record highs will likely be set in the coming week. Steve Futterman has more.
Well, Marianne, it's going to be another scorcher, in especially the west today, from Washington, Oregon, California, Arizona, Nevada. All major cities really being impacted today. We have temperatures in some cases, places like Las Vegas, Phoenix. It'll be around 40 degrees Celsius there. In Death Valley, California, of course, not many people live there, very few in fact, but it will be around 45 degrees there. Just incredible heat. In other areas, high 30s, low 40s. It's just going to be a very miserable day. Now, obviously, people have to take precautions. We've talked to paramedics who say that they're getting lots of calls, people calling up feeling dizzy, feeling nauseous. This man runs a landscape service in Phoenix. He talks about precautions he's taking for his workers.
Usually we tell them to pull him into the truck, turn the AC on, or get him into a shade, take some layers of clothes off. We have vests and all that, if you can take him off.
So everyone's actually having to take precautions, whether you're just someone who's walking down the street, in the swimming pool, in fact. It's just very, very hot, and you sometimes don't realize how quickly the heat danger can come up. It takes sometimes just 15 minutes for someone to be in danger if they're particularly vulnerable. Obviously, the elderly are of great concern. Many cities are opening up these cooling centers, which will help people cool off during the day, especially if they don't have air conditioning in their homes.
That was Steve Futterman in Los Angeles.